I have parsley all winter long, thanks to storing its roots using this old method. It turns out you don't have to keep all the roots in a mound if you want fresh parsley leaves. After harvesting the vegetables in autumn, set aside healthy roots, prepare some sand. For wintering parsley, it should be moist and clean, ideally fine like construction sand. Place a layer of sand at the bottom of a container. This container can be a bucket, but it needs to be deep enough to hold the parsley roots. Line the sides of the bucket with sand and then place the parsley roots inside. It's best to clean the roots of the stems from the cut parsley beforehand. However, the parsley must retain some green stems from which fresh leaves will grow. Cover the roots with sand and continue layering until the bucket is full. Gently water the entire setup, preferably using rainwater. Store it in a cool, dry place like a basement or garage, where the temperature stays between 0 and 5 degrees Celsius. With this method, the parsley roots will stay fresh and ready for use all winter long. All you need is a bucket or another container, and you'll always have fresh parsley on hand. Here's how to trim geraniums for winter using the Max 20 method. This will help them bloom even more beautifully next season. It's a quick and simple way to get your plants ready for winter dormancy and spring revival. Remove all faded flowers and any new shoots, as geraniums need to focus their energy on surviving the winter, not flowering. Also, take off any dried or diseased leaves. Geraniums require proper trimming before winter to survive the colder months and bloom beautifully the next year. The Max 20 method involves cutting the stems down to a maximum of 20 centimeters, which helps the plants focus energy on the roots and protects them from diseases. The best time to prune is before the first frost. This way, the geraniums will be ready for winter rest and spring revival. Once trimmed, the plant should have a compact, bushy form. Simply store them in a cool place and reduce watering, and they'll flourish in the spring. Take a simple tool bag to the garden and place it on your grapes. Tie the bag directly around the bunch of grapes. After a few days, you'll see the difference. If you grow grapes and, like any gardener, dream of beautiful, healthy grapes, you can easily use this trick with tool bags. You don't need to buy special bags from the garden store. You can make them yourself from an old curtain. Gently place the tool bag over the selected bunch of grapes, being careful not to damage the grapes. Tie the tool bag onto the grapevine and do the same for other bunches of grapes. Try this trick on your best bunches. Leave the bags on and see what happens. Tool bags protect the grapes from wasps and birds, preventing them from being eaten by these pests. This way, you can enjoy your fruits without worrying about damage from wasps or birds. The tool bags provide effective protection for your grapes against these pests. This is the best way to store geraniums until spring. With this method, you'll enjoy beautiful flowers next year. Before the frost, dig up the geraniums from the garden or remove them from their pots. Shake off the excess soil from the roots. Remove all faded flowers and any new buds, as the geranium needs to focus its energy on surviving the winter rather than blooming. Also, remove any dried or diseased leaves. Next, prepare a paper bag and place the geranium inside, ensuring the entire plant fits inside, with only the roots sticking out. Tie the bag with string, but not too tightly. You can store the geraniums in a place where the temperature is between a few and around 10 degrees Celsius, such as a cellar or a cool cupboard. Make sure the bag is not exposed to direct sunlight. The bag can either hang or sit on a shelf. The important thing is that it's paper. And even if all the leaves drop, don't worry. This is normal. In spring, the plant will sprout new leaves, and once planted in the ground, it will revive even faster. Preserve decorative pumpkins. They can last up to a year with just 2 ingredients. Sometimes pumpkins used for Halloween or fall displays quickly become unattractive, start to smell, or grow mold. Here's how to keep them fresh for longer. Prepare a large bowl and fill it with lukewarm water. Make sure the bowl is big enough for the pumpkins to be fully submerged. Add a cup of bleach and 1 pump of regular dish soap. The bleach will kill any bacteria or mold, while the dish soap helps to clean off dirt and grime. Mix well to dissolve everything. Now, take your pumpkins and submerge them in the solution, letting them soak for about 30 minutes. After that, dry them with a towel. These preserved pumpkins will make perfect, long-lasting decorations. You can display them in your home without worrying about bad smells or mold ruining their appearance. This simple method will prevent bad smells and mold, keeping your pumpkins beautiful and durable for much longer. Without this fertilizer, don't sow vegetables. Urgently provide it to the plants. You'll make it from just 2 ingredients, and it will brilliantly nourish the seedlings. Thanks to it, they root faster. They grow stronger and healthier. It's a completely natural organic supplement for seedlings. You can use it for tomato, cucumber, pepper, asparagus bean, and other vegetables. The first ingredient is milk. For the fertilizer, you need 200 milliliters of milk, preferably fresh. Pour it into a container. Milk contains nutrients that are good for plants: protein, magnesium, potassium, calcium, B vitamins, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin K, and vitamin E. Add a teaspoon of baking soda to it. It has a preventive effect against root diseases. Above all, it protects the seedling roots from fungi. This way, it strengthens the root system. Then, take a plastic syringe without a needle. Draw up the fertilizer. Such a prepared supplement is also suitable for one-time foliar feeding of tomato, cucumber, and pepper seedlings. Before planting them in the ground, add literally a few milliliters to the seedling that has already produced leaves. 5 milliliters of fertilizer is enough for each seedling. 2 or 3 times a month. Lactic acid bacteria also have a positive effect on plants, so milk is not only food, but also serves a protective function. It strengthens immunity and prevents the development of diseases that cause seedlings to wither and die. Thus nourished seedlings will grow stronger. Use this fertilizer throughout the germination and rooting period of the plant. Thanks to it, this year's yields will be healthier and stronger. Throw it into your geraniums. Just 1 teaspoon will make them regain their color. It's a surprising but very effective method for fertilizing geraniums. Let me show you how to prepare this fertilizer. The most important thing is to save the potato peels when you're peeling potatoes for dinner. Don't throw them away, as they contain essential elements like potassium and magnesium, which are crucial for plant health. These nutrients help stimulate blooming in geraniums. Spread the peels out on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. It's best to leave the sheet in the sun for about an hour to let the peels dry completely. After that, prepare a grinder for milling. Put the peels into the grinder and grind them. If you have a lot of peels, you may need to repeat this process. The result is a perfect powder made from the peels. That's why it's important to make sure the peels are thoroughly dried. Add this powder to your geraniums every 2 weeks. Just sprinkle it over the plants before watering. You'll be amazed by the results.